Hey, here we are. You guys asked for it. Now we're going to work on it today. These are the molds that I have prepared. These are some of the molds I have prepared. This one, I had forgot to finish filling that one. I had ran out of epoxy and I had to mix up more. Well, when I mixed up more, that's when I forgot to get filled. But anyway, these are just a few. These are some that I'm going to do today. And these I have already showed. You take a brush and you put it in the mica powder and you do the design. That takes me the longest. This took me a full day at least. But I did it over a couple of days because I was doing other things as well. To get the designs created, to figure out what I want to do with each one. These are, and I don't know if you know or would remember, but these are the molds to make cigarette lighter covers. The lighter covers, they used to be a thing. I don't know if you can still buy them in stores, but that's what these three things here are. And I did these two different colors. I'm kind of anxious to see how these come out. I think they'll turn out really cool because I did some bright colors on those. That's the first I'm using these powders. This one and this one is also the same, from the same set. That is from Temu. Just now starting to use some of the powders. Most of these other ones I get from Resin or like Amazon, but most of my mica powders are from there. Let me show you over here. Let me see if I can get this camera to move over. Okay, I have some more molds over here that I have set up over here. These here will be done. They're on a leveling board. This here. And there is also the heat mat is under here. The heat mat is underneath of the silicone mat. This is a heat mat. I turn it on. There's a cover that goes over this. This makes sure the board, make sure you set it at level. So when you set your stuff on here, like with these trays, they're going to need to be level. This here is going to have to be level. So things that I know absolutely 100% are going to matter whether or not it's level. Like these over here really need to be on the leveling board. But I think they'll be okay. If not, I mean, I'm going to learn. If it's not okay, it's not okay. All right. Anyway, these are on the leveling board. That's the heat mat. So, here's what I wanted to go over a little bit. I had a subscriber that actually came on and told me that this was actually a shelf. I wasn't sure what it was. I hadn't remembered ordering it. But that this is actually a shelf. I'm going to pour this one today. So what I'm going to do is, if I get up to 100 subscribers, or when I get up to 100 subscribers, I'm going to give the option of this being one of the prizes that I give away at my 100 subscriber giveaway. Not this mat, or not this mold, but actually this item itself once I get it poured and put together. This one or one of these other ones that I have shown you here today. I'm going to let the winner pick, but this is absolutely one that can go up there. If they don't want an item, I may have an extra mold that I'd be willing to part with. Don't know yet, though. But I know absolutely that this one here that I'm fixing to pour, I'm really excited about it. It's a cat, and this is the 2 parts to make it a shelf. So I know this one's gonna turn out really cool, and I can't wait to see it. These are little trays. This is also another little tray. It's gonna have this iridescent butterfly. When you flip it over, you know, this is the little tray, so you'll be able to see the butterfly. It's got butterflies and flowers all the way around it. These are, I have to wait till I get some clear resin put in there, and then these butterflies are going to be put all in it. It's going to be a 3-tiered tray. This one's actually excluded from the giveaway because this is for an order that I have, so I can't let that one go. These are some little cats. I'm trying out the new, it's supposed to be glow in the dark powder that I have actually inside of there. So these will be clear, poured with clear, but gonna try out the glow in the dark. So the rest of this is for making necklaces. This is for making necklaces. This will be my first time pouring these. I put some powder in there because I don't know if this holographic stuff is going to show through this powder, so that's the reason I only did one. If I lose one, that's fine. But they actually have the holographic, and it should be able to pick up. Yeah, you can see it. It has that inlaid into the mold, and so it actually does pick up on the image or the transfer. And I can show you some that I did trying with UV resin, and it didn't transfer the image, the holographic stuff on it. So I took these myself, and here it is, and you see that holograph is not really there. So I used these are still, I have to get the jump rings put on them. But that's a cat. That's off of that mold there. There's this one here, and that's the reverse side. But I think it came out really cool. And then the last one is my favorite because it's 2-sided and it's got an iridescent. You can see how it does there. And then on the reverse side, it has that iridescent as well. So this one is actually my favorite of the 3 that I did. And I used the nail transfer, like it's used for fingernails. It's some really thin stuff that is used to do designs on fingernails. And I used that on these. This is my first time trying it out. But I really, really like that. And so my thinking is that I may do that on the reverse side of these. I'm not sure yet. Depends on how these come out. But these will be necklaces that will be available as well. So, so this is what we're doing today. So I'm going to go through step by step on, and forgive my nails. I've been out working in the garden. I don't have any nails on. These are my real nails, y'all. And they're a mess. Sorry. We're going to go through step by step on the mixing of the 2-part epoxy. And today I'm going to be using, and I don't know what brand this is. I have several brands that I have purchased. They're all pretty much the same. And today it's this brand, and I don't know anything about that company. I know that this epoxy is the same. There's a part A and a part B. They're all basically the same. It's 1-to-1 ratio. You've got your part A, your part B. when you get a 2-part epoxy. And if you're doing things like this, I would highly suggest getting a 2-part epoxy. It'll have a part A and a part B. This is the 1 gallon kit. So you get a half a gallon of the part A, half a gallon of the part B. When you measure them out, the way that you do so is in a measuring cup, and I don't have those out yet. I'll get those out in a second. You want to measure, and I use milliliters. I use the milliliter side because you get a more accurate measurement. Milliliters is done in smaller increments, so you can get a more accurate measurement between. So let's say if I'm doing 100 milliliters of each, part A, part B, I get a more accurate reading when I measure it out. Then when you pour them the 2 of them together, you always start with part B. Part B gets poured into the container first. Then you pour in your part A. And then you stir for 3 minutes. Okay. So let me pause it here. Let me get over here and get set up for the measuring. Get my gloves on. Get everything set. And then I'll move the camera over so you can get a look at how to measure and how to get that set up. Okay, we are back. All right, let me kind of go over a little bit with you what I've got here. We've got our 2-part epoxy. This is part B. This is part A, and they will always have part A, part B on there. So I have cups that I reuse over and over. I have it marked part A so that I know every time I'm going to grab this cup, this is for part A. And you can see there's stuff in it because I don't clean them out. I just reuse them. I'll scrape them out. Like that one, I scraped out the bottom of it. And this is part B. So I always use this one part B. I always use this one for part A. Because if you mix the 2 together, it becomes a hard substance. This is my measuring cup that I use to mix it in. And you can see little pieces of some black resin that I did previously. You can get this out, and there's a lot of it that's on the outside. You just have to take the time to sit here and pull it all off. But that, yeah, it's not going to come out. It's not going to come out in my, when I mix it. But I'm going to mix the 2 together into this. And then I have these sitting here so that I can pour it into this to do the little small pours. Now these here, I'm just going to do the clear right now. So let's get started with this. So if you look here, I have marked a couple of lines when I use the smaller cups to mix with. I usually do like to here to, and then you can see it's got the milliliters. I usually do up at a 200 milliliter. And see, that gives you what? 6.5 ounces or a little under 7 ounces. So I use the 200 milliliters. Today I'm going to go all the way to the top because I have so much to pour. So I'm going to the top line today. I have a bigger cup that I'm pouring it all into. Before I didn't have this big cup, and I was using one like this size. And this is a 500 milliliter. And that's the max it can hold. So I only did 200 milliliters of each one, because that would give me up to 400. That gave me room to stir it. So now that, you know, I have so many molds that I do, I got this one. So this is the one we're using today. So let's start this. So first thing I do is I get me out an alcohol wipe. And I always have, and I got more than one. I go through a lot of alcohol wipes, and I would suggest highly that you get alcohol wipes, because these are what you use to clean up epoxy and resin. If you want to work with, epoxy, you're gonna have to have alcohol. I have alcohol here on my table. This is 91%. You want to get a higher percentage of alcohol, the rubbing alcohol. This here is the best wipe that I've found. And actually somebody gifted these to me. So I can't tell you where they actually came from, but these have been wonderful. The reason you want that is because after we open this and we pour into our cup, you're going to want to clean the top, just to try and keep it clean, because that stuff will drip down the bottle, and it'll make a ring underneath. And one of these has that over here. One of them did drip. So you always want to clean this before you put your top back on. Clean the inside of your top really, really good. That way you don't end up with a mess all over the place. Now, I have a silicone mat down. I also have newspaper down because I'm on my table. Because I don't have my outside area set up yet. So, let's go ahead and get started with this. And we're going to pour part B. And you want to watch closely. And I'm sorry that I can't show you this on the side view. But I'm going to pour it right up to that line that I have marked. And you want to be as accurate as absolutely possible. Because if you do not use correct measurements with part A, part B, your epoxy may not set up. It may not set up at all. It may set up, but it may be sticky, or it won't get hard enough. So you absolutely 100%, if anything you do, make sure that you're using the same type of cup measuring device for part A and part B. And you want to measure them separately. Don't try pouring half of it into the cup and then pour the other. Don't use the same cup to measure out and pour part B in there and then pour part A in there. Do not do that. You'll get an inaccurate measuring, and your epoxy may not set up correctly. And you don't want that to happen. The epoxy's not cheap, and that would be a waste. That would be, not to mention your time that you have put into doing your designs, your mica powder, the cost of your epoxy. Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that. So, now what I do, make sure that you all can see what I'm doing. Okay. The first thing I do, can you see me? Is I take this part B, and I pour it into my mixing container first. And I'm going to go along and I'm going to scrape around the sides and scoop that into there. Because remember, you want to measure as accurately as possible. Scrape out the bottom, scrape the sides, get as much of that out as you possibly can. Because we want accurate measuring. I believe one of the, I think part B may be the hardener. I forget. Okay, so there's our part B. Here's our part A. And we're going to do the same thing. Okay, and at this point, this is what I do, and I'm probably going to speed this up. As I finish telling you this, I'll probably speed up the mixing, but this is what I do. Hey Google, can you set a timer for 3 minutes?
Got it. 3 minutes, and that's starting now.
So you're just going to stir. When you stir, you need to scrape the sides. I hope I haven't sped this up and you're not hearing this. You want to stir like this. You want to pull up from the bottom. And then you want to scrape around the sides. Scrape around the bottom. And get these mixed. What you'll notice is once it starts getting mixed really, really well, it will get very, very clear. See how it's kind of cloudy right now? Looking down in there, it's kind of cloudy. It's because it's not mixed good. And that's why you need to mix it for 3 minutes. You also, when you purchase your epoxy, there should come with written instructions that tell you how to mix it. You always want to go by their instructions. The different types of epoxy, different working times. Some of them have longer working times than others. This one right here has a 30-minute working time. And what that means, working time, that means once you get this mixed together and you're starting to pour it, you have 30 minutes to get it set and poured the way that you want it to be poured. Like, this is not going to be enough epoxy for what I'm doing today. But this is, I just wanted to make sure to show you guys. Okay, you can look in there and you can see it's starting to get clear. And there's some little air bubbles in there, but that's okay. I'll get those out. And the air bubbles will work themselves out. And you also want to have you a butane torch. Or a lighter with the, oh, what are those lighters called? Like for candle lighters. You can have one of those or a heat gun. I've got a heat gun and I've got a butane torch that I use. Okay, Google, stop. So now it's been 3 minutes. And the air bubbles are pretty much funning their way out. Oh, got a little bit of black in there. That's all right. So I want to start working on the small ones first. And the more amount of resin that you have sitting, like a fuller amount, it heats up quicker. It absolutely heats up quicker. So let's go over here. Hopefully this is going to turn for me and not give me any trouble. Okay. That's about as good as I can get it with having these gloves on. So, let me move this up here. And what I'm going to do, can you see what I'm doing? I can't tell. No, you cannot. All right. So I'm gonna try this mold here first. This is the first time I've done this one. This one's for like a keychain pendant. And when you're doing pendants, they've got this little area here, right here, that makes the hole. You kind of want to pull on it so that that resin or the epoxy will go in and around it, so that when it sets and when you pull the mold out, you've actually got a place that has that hole. And I'll get down and look to make sure that I'm getting all the areas filled. Okay, that one's done. That one's done. Now, I see an air bubble. I have a silicone tipped thing. I don't know what you want to call it. I got this off of Temu. And you just want to pop them little bubbles. Work them little bubbles out. Because those bubbles will show up. Make sure that epoxy's back in there. Yeah, you don't want air bubbles in. Yeah, the surface is not level. See how it just spilled out? That's why it's important to have a leveling board for this very reason right here. If it's not level, then you're going to get unlevel stuff. See, that's all that one needed. Now it's pouring out the other side. Okay. That's great. I'm showing you what not to do on your first one. Don't overfill them. You overfill them, you end up with this. You end up with a mess. And they will sit there and, because, okay, epoxy is self-leveling. And so it's going to level, even if it's on an unlevel surface, it's going to level itself on that unlevel surface. So if it's tilted really bad, it's going to go to that one side until it's leveled out. I think I just had too much in there. Alright. That's why I say have a good... Squeeze things if you get to do these. Squeeze in just what you need. Remember, I gotta get back in behind these little things. You might all be there if you're going to have necklace, earrings, big earrings with these. That drip right there where I need to do that also. Hopefully I'm going to be able to anyway. These I'm going to probably put a design on the back side of it, so that the whole bracket side will be on front, and then on the back side will be a design that shows up these earrings. And so I'll have to pour this again. There's only one of these, and yeah, so it has two. I'm going to pour this mold twice. So I don't like molds come like that. That you only have it's two pieces, and they only give me one. I got something like that from Temu. Oh crap, whatever. The mold I'm talking about, to make like a journal book, and to make each front and back, and then you buy pages to go with it. You want to And that's a little aggravating. All right, I'm going to leave that alone. All right, let me see. Can you see me? And you see that it hasn't used much of this cup that I poured. And a good trick to know how much epoxy that you're going to need, because I know that's one of the questions that I get, is how do you know if you're just doing like one mold and you're mixing up a small amount of epoxy, how do you know how much to make? Well, a good trick is to take your mold over to the sink and put some water in it, right? Then measure out. Pour that into a measuring cup and see how much water you got. Then you'll know how much epoxy that mold takes. I would suggest taking a notebook and keeping like a track of what each mold takes, unless there's a way to actually put it on that mold. And a lot of times, like permanent markers won't stay. It wipes off. Alright, this one needs more because the feet aren't. This one has plastic pieces that are inside here. Also this butterfly, and I'm going to pull this up until I get the epoxy across that, because you want they're plastic like this, you can see through them, but they're designed, and I want them encased in the epoxy. So I had them pulled away from the wall on the inside there. And remember to put them in upside down. And you want to push out any air bubbles that may be under there. We're going to make sure that the epoxy is on both sides of this, just in case it's not sitting. If it sticks to the outside of this here, we'll pull a hole, just in case. That's coming outside. It's inside box, so I'm sorry. Push this down a little bit, and go ahead and the rest. Okay, there we go. Now let's pour our cat. And this one, oh, I forgot. This one, I have these flowers that I have down here, so I set them there so I wouldn't forget that I wanted them in there. These are dried flowers. And you want to put your epoxy down first. God, am I getting this? Barely. Lord, I'm sorry, y'all. Thought I had moved this over where you could see what I was doing. I'm so sorry. So what I did is I lifted these flowers up and I put epoxy down first. And then you set your flowers on top and kind of push them down into the epoxy. And let them get soaked. And this flower head here, you want to make sure that it sets for a while and gets all of the air bubbles out of it. Let the resin, let that soak up into it. So while that sets for a second, go ahead and pour around the rest of it. And I'm going to go back and, oh, there's another one. That one's kind of go up into. Okay, I am going to have to mix up some more, obviously. So I'm going to pause that and I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. We've seen that process. And okay. I want to show you something that happened. And the reason that I'm going to show you where some things that I messed up is because I don't want you to make the same mistake. Okay? This cat mold, the edge of it was hanging off the edge of this board. It sat there and poured out. Because I told you it's self-leveling. Well, it was running down that way and it all poured out right there on that newspaper. I had to just clean that up. So you gotta watch and be really careful. Yes, I messed up. I was arranging, I guess, and I pushed it off of the edge a little bit. Yeah, so you just got to be careful. You also got to come and check your flowers. I had to move these back where they belong. Yes, I don't have gloves on right now because I just had to take them off because that was a huge mess that I had to clean up over there. So I'm going to put you back on pause and get my gloves on. And I'm going to show you with the heat gun the temperature of the epoxy right now. It's already started warming up. I can feel it. It's already warming up, so I want to show you with the heat gun. So give me a minute. What I have here is a heat gun. It's just a little cheapy one that I ordered off of Temu. I can figure out how to turn it on. What in the world? Oh, it's up against the white resin. Okay, so that one's already at like, let's try, yeah, like 88 degrees. And then this one over here is at 98 degrees. It's heating up because it's been sitting. This one here I just poured, and oh, that one's at 97. But yeah, it'll start heating up pretty quick. But this comes in handy when you are doing like, yeah, look at that one. That one's definitely heated up pretty good. And that one's going to be lower. I knew that because I poured it after I poured this one. Okay. I'm going to finish. I got to clean up some messes here. And I'm going to finish pouring what I have left of this epoxy here. This one I have to have black because it's a darker, it has to be black. And then there's some other ones back here. These other, like the skulls and different ones that need to be black. For the coloring that I use to show up. I think this one here will be fine being clear. But to get the richer color, like this purple, I have to use a black epoxy behind it. So that it makes a difference. And I think I've showed that maybe in one of my videos. One of the molds that I had done, the succulent mold. Some of them I had done with a clear, and then the other ones I did with a black. And the color was so much more richer using the black in behind it. It made such a huge difference. It just looked prettier. Looked a whole lot better. So that I will mix up more and use the black. With it. Something you want to check for when you're doing your pieces. You got to go back and check for the air bubbles and use your heat gun and just a tiny bit. There may be air bubbles still in that one. Usually the epoxy is heavier than it is. Oh yeah, there definitely was. Because it's missing a lot. Because the epoxy is heavier than the air. Air bubble there. That's something that you have to do. You have to level, see where the design is, and you have to get it all the way to the top in order to get your full design. There's some jars that I have, some little jars with lids. Like the first time I poured it, I didn't get all the way up to the top at the lid, and so they didn't fit together. So I had to re-pour the top. I had to put it back in the mold and finish pouring that, half inch that it was missing. Once I did that, it fit the mold perfect, or the bottom, or it fit the bottom perfectly. But because I didn't know any better, I messed up. I mean, I could have really messed up that design. It was sliding off of it. I was like, what's going on here? And then I looked at the mold really closely. I was like, oh, it's got to be filled up all the way up to here so that it has that piece that fits down inside of the bottom one. So I just finished pouring it and it worked out great. That one I'll have to show you when I don't have sticky gloves on and messing with all of this. Like, I don't even know how I'm going to stop the camera right now because I've got epoxy all over me. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I am, as you can see right here, I had to get new bottles out to, I ran out of my epoxy. So I had to get some new bottles out. I am looking for some black pigment. And this is liquid pigment. This is just some cheapy stuff that I had ordered off of Amazon. I guess not really cheapy, but... Okay, Google, stop. That was my 3-minute time there. And I knew that it was good because it was clear. You can see how clear it is. Once I put this pigment in there, the coloring, it is going to help to get some of these air bubbles out. And then I still have to... the black mica powder too, and that helps to get it more. See how translucent that is? You can really see through it. Step over here because oh, here's my Let's Resin black. And I think this one actually, that's my alcohol ink. Let's see if that makes it darker. You know, experimenting ain't gonna hurt nothing. I knew it was different when I seen how it landed in there. The alcohol actually evaporates out of the pigment, just leaving the pigment. And I definitely don't want to use up my black because that I need for my I don't know why this is out. I'll have to find my box and get it put back in there. This is what I'm talking about, and this is one that that Daniel Cooper uses. The Less Resin 26-piece alcohol inks. And actually Less Resin had actually put his picture on, I think they're not this box, but the UV resin maybe that they had, or the resin, no, the resin, the epoxy. They had put his picture on the bottle, which was super cool. I found to be super cool. And I think he's in the UK maybe? He's not in the US. He's in the UK. So, but regardless, he's really good. He does some really cool experiments. When I first started watching him, he was doing this from his house. And it was so funny because you could hear like his kids running around upstairs. Every so often you'd hear a thump, 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 thump. Okay, this is a kit that I got off of Amazon. It's carbon black. It was a big kit of different mica powders. This actually puts a little bit of glitter in it. I'm going to do that. Let's do one more. I really probably shouldn't even did that last one because this really does darken it. And it'll put a little bit of shine to it. A little bit of glittery look. And you'll see that as I stir it. It does really good about darkening it up, and you get a really pretty color to it. And that's why I really like using the different mica powders. Let me show you. Let me show you this kit. And I still to this day, I love this one. This is all Oh my gosh, it's so big I can't even get it in here. But this is the brand. Oh my god, it's so big I can't get it in here. Okay, the box is too big. I will show you. Maybe I'll have to take a picture, I don't know. But because this is so tall right here, and this is so tall, it won't let me get it far enough away from the camera for you to see it. Okay, now take a look at this. It's not as translucent. It still is a little bit, but it's definitely getting more opaque. Okay, I think this is good. I'm going to be stirring until I've used all my working time, so I need to get over here and start doing a pour. I just clean that off here. Let me get the camera moved. Hang on, y'all. All right. How's that looking? Okay, I decided that I'm going to wait till later on today when I pull these, let me show you. I've got the top on the heat mat. I am going to wait until these are finished over here to do the tiered tray that I have an order for. So I'm going to wait to do it because that one's like for an order. So I absolutely need to make sure that I get it done correctly. Get it done the way that they want it. Let me move Jesus here. Jesus, you're kind of stuck to the mat there. We're going to move you over here. Yes, that one says I love Jesus. We got to move Jesus. Okay, this is the first time doing this one and this one. The skulls. The snail. This is a snail. Look at that. Look at that coloring. Isn't that cool? That's what I love about the chameleon powders. I absolutely love the chameleon powders, and I want to get more because there's so many different colors of it. And this one I really like, and I'm out of it. Like, I used the last of it on the snail and this here. So I'm out of that. But I used some different ones in the skulls. I absolutely love them. I think they're gorgeous. They make beautiful pieces. So I'm going to go ahead, because half of her is already hardened. Half of her is done. So oh shoot, let's get her done. I've got such a mess over here from earlier when I did the clear. I made such a mess. I'm actually supposed to, by my rule, I'm supposed to do this one last. But it is what it is. I've already started on it. I wanted to get it out of the way. This is a bird. This is the first time that I've poured this one. This is a different one than what I've been using. And I have been using a lot. This is a different style. And I'm not sure. Like, I've got these down here. But this one's supposed to be different, and I'm not sure what's different about it. This is one that I did poured earlier. It's just a different style. It's not all the way set up, but it's firm enough that that I can flip it over and it not spill. The same with this one here. This is the same thing. But I wanted the different one, the different style one, so that, yeah, I'm going to have to mix up more of this. But what I'm doing, the reason that I'm doing all of these is that I'm getting ready for a craft show fair thing. And so I am trying to get as many of my molds, my new molds, done, because I've not used them before and I want to see how they turn out. And two, you know, I want to have them there and done and available for sale. If I don't sell them there, then I have a place that I'm going to start setting up. There's a couple of flea markets around here that that I can set up at. And then, of course, there's always the eBay store that I have stuff on at the eBay store too, that I sell stuff on. And I do thrift flips, and I do I go and I buy stuff and do resell. I just shipped out a vintage lamp. I need to check and make sure the person got it in all in one piece. I haven't heard anything, so I guess no news is good news, right? But yeah, I get, yeah, I got to have the side hustle, you know. I'm actually, you know, have been wanting to do YouTube for a really long time, for many years, and I didn't do it. I didn't start when I should have, back after, you know, 2020 and that whole stay-at-home thing. I am seeing bubbles. Hang on, guys. I am seeing bubbles. Let me something that I hadn't showed you. All right. I just filled it. I don't know why it is acting that way. Yeah, I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this one. Like, this is a replacement. They just sent it to me. Maybe I just need to do that. Get it, just let it shoot fire for a minute before I try to... What the hell, man? Yeah, I don't like this thing. I'll go back to using my heat gun. That's the second one of those that I've gotten, and that's twice at that one. So don't get this brand. This... whatever the brand is, Sondico. Oh Lord, that's great. I didn't just say that. Okay, let's get this mixed over here. Awesome. I mean, me. I know I can do the vanity part and the toilet. I already did the floor. I put the... I'd have had enough. Oops. But I don't have enough. So I'm gonna do another mix. Okay, guys, I'm gonna mix this up. I'm not gonna keep you on here. Go ahead, hit that like button for me, please. That lets YouTube know that there's real people watching me. And I'm not just on somebody's autoplay. If I am on your autoplay, would you please hit that like button for me? And hit the subscribe. And go over and hit the notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload a video. Especially if you're going to be entering in for the giveaway. You don't want to miss those. And you don't want to miss the announcements of those giveaways. I'm going to pause it here. I'm probably going to stop it here for a while. I'd like to get this video out today, but for everybody, because I haven't had a video out in a few days. So I may stop it. But I know everybody wants to see me demold those things that we did earlier. So I probably won't do these here. All of the ones that I did in black, I probably won't do those. But I think I'll be able to demold the ones that are on the heat map. Because it speeds up their curing time. And I checked them a little while ago. And they are curing really well. So I may come back on here, but if I do not, and I may just get on there and show that, and that's it. So I'd like to say thank you. I appreciate you very much. I appreciate you coming here today, spending your time here with me, listening to me rant, just go on and on about my life, can make confessions of sorts, but most importantly, listening to me talk about something that I absolutely love doing, and that's crafting. I hope that I have been able to help somebody here today, explain the little things. Please put your questions down in the comments. I will get to as many of the comments as I possibly can. Answer as many questions I possibly can. If I don't have the answers, I will direct you where I know you can find the answers, or I'll find them and let you know. I also want to link Daniel Cooper's page, just because he does some amazing work. And if you enjoy doing resin, or you want to get into doing resin and different techniques and different jewelry things, I think you would thoroughly enjoy the different experiments and things that he does. He doesn't do the how-to on mixing and pouring and stuff like that, but he does do different jewelry things. It's hard to explain. You'll have to go look. The Petri dish, the bloom. So yeah, you'll have to go and check him out if that's something that you're interested in. Okay, guys, thank you very much. And after this, stick around, because I will have the demolding of those on here. All right, thanks, guys. I love you guys. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you on the next video. Okay, we are here for the demold, you guys. I promised that I would show you some of these. That's the front of the cat. I think I like it. I think it looks really cool. What do you think? Tell me what you think about it in the comments. Now this is the shelf part of it here, which is, wow. I'm not sure what that's for. I mean, I understand that this is supposed to go in there, right? Or no? Okay, I'm confused. I'm gonna have to look this up to see how this goes together. What the heck? Okay, this goes in here to hold on to this. I honestly, I don't know. I would think this would be the shelf, right? For a candle, right? Okay, whoever it was that told me that this was a shelf, I'm gonna set aside. I'll get it figured out. Let's show you some more of these. This is one of the trays that I was showing you earlier. Oh, look at there. Man, that turned out really nice. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay, this is one of the things that I'm gonna have up. You could pick as one of the things for the subscriber giveaway. Very pretty. Let's take a look at this other one. I like that too, guys. What do you think? I think that's very pretty too. Very, very pretty. Like a tray, like you set in, you can set your perfume on or whatever. It's gorgeous. I love that. Okay. Let's do this one here. And I did a couple more that I didn't show pouring. This is the first time I've done this one. Oh, that one's cool. Wow, I really like that coloring. This was a new color. And this is the bottom part of it, I take it. Some of these sometimes are bare. Oh, wow. Yeah, I like this one too. This would be good in all different colors as well. Wow, that's pretty. That's really pretty. This didn't have the... Yeah, this is just flat. Okay, I guess it just goes like this. Or no. No, yeah, that goes like that, right? Am I wrong? Or do we attach it like this? Let me know down in the comments. Like I said, I just got this one. And so, I don't know. I'm not sure. That doesn't work, though. I think it goes like this. What do you think? Does it go like this? Because it's not this top. This is not a top. I think this is the base. And it attaches like this. As a candle holder. I'm pretty sure that's what that one was. Alright. Let's do this clear one here. This one's the first time doing this one. And first time using this color. Oh, check it out, y'all. Oh, how cool. Look at the eyes. Wow. Yeah, that turned out really, really cool. Yeah, I like that one. What do you think? I like the cat. Turned out pretty daggone cool. Nice. Really nice. Yes, I like that cat. I like that cat a lot. I really do like him. Alright, let's see what we got here. I don't even know. Let's find out, though. Oh, he comes sliding right out. Okay, that's a bunny rabbit. He's kind of cool. And then there's a little bitty thing here. Oh my goodness. It's so little. That's cool. And then this is the rest of it. I see, this is what I was talking about earlier about not pouring enough. I missed this little lip thing right here on another one that I did. And so when I put it on like this, it just slid right off. But that holds it in. So that's a cute little trinket box. Very cute, very little, very tiny. I like that. That's really super cool. All right. Let's see, where's one of the new birds? Let's try this new bird and see what it looks like. Of course, my daughter's trying to call me. She should know if I don't answer that I'm recording. Right. Okay. That's a little bird. These are good for like sitting on top of things. And I do that on quite a bit of mine. On this other bird, and I'll show you the other bird if I can get it out. And there's difference between them. This new one's kind of squatty. See the difference in them? This one's kind of laying down, and this one's sitting up, perched up. Or they're just different kinds of birds. You know, I don't know, but they both could be used on things. Now, here's one that I definitely want to see. And I told you earlier I didn't know if I was going to be able to show you this, but I can because I put them on the heat mat. And it's been hours and hours. Whoa. Look at that. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Wow. I really like that. Boy, that would be pretty put on something. You could totally glue this onto something. I love stuff like that. That is awesome. Love that. Here's that other tray. And then on the sides of it is butterflies and flowers. What do you think? Tell me down in the comments what you think of them. Okay, and there's one more thing I wanted to show you. I talked about how this transfers over the holograph thing. Check it out. I put color. I put a little bit of black on there to see how it would show up. Look at that. These would make some really cool earrings. So let me show you the difference. That's the one with the black, and then one without the color. You can still kind of see it, but not as much, I don't think. So what color do you think I should put on the back of these? Like I did this in black so that it would show up better, which that is so super cool. I'm going to turn these into earrings probably. But what colors should I use on these? Let's take a look at this owl. I'm excited to see this owl. And if I didn't demold one of them that you wanted to see, let me know. He turned out okay. Sometimes you have to do cleanup, like right here. Have to clean. I'll just take and cut that out with a knife. But he turned out pretty good. He looks pretty cool. I like him. Yeah, he's cool. I could go in and put some black in there in the eyes. That would look cool. It'd be super easy to do now. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him. Pretty cool. Okay, well, this, I wanted to show you one of these, and then I did it in black as well, in solid black. But this can be one of the things that you could pick from the 100 subscriber giveaway. And I'll announce that whenever it happens, and I can't tell you when it's going to happen because I don't know when I'll have enough subscribers. That is a ring holder. You put your rings on it. And what I do with these is like I take this little bird and I come over on this side and I attach the bird. And so he's looking in on the flower. And then you put your rings on over that, or jewelry. Set a jewelry tray. What do you think? Very cute, huh? I like it. I actually like that color of the bird there too, with that too. The one that I didn't show you guys. Oh, let's look at the snail. Yeah, I know I keep saying. I just want to see the new stuff. And I want to share it with you all. This one just feels a little wonky. I can't get a hold of it. Oh my goodness. Almost got him. Come out of there, you little squirt. Alright. He's super cool. I do have to say I like the coloring a lot. And I'll have to order some more of this color. It's just a shame because it's in small quantities. But the coloring is awesome. I love it. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. So, y'all tell me down in the comments, what do you think is the best one that we've done? These are the cats. And I don't know if they are, I lined them with black. I put black on the bottom of them. So that's, I mean, that's what you see. When you look at it, it looks black because I put that black on the bottom. But in theory, they should still glow in the dark. Because the black that you're seeing is only on the bottom. Because look here, see how you can see through them? But if you turn it over like this, all you see is the black. But it should still glow in the dark. I think they're cute. These are just little lame cats. Yeah, they're going to have some cleanup done to them, which is easy to do. That's something, you can get you a deburring tool, one of these, and you just go around and clean them up. I'll get these when I'm off camera. But yeah, this little deburring tool, just go around and get all the junk off. See how easy that is? You just barely have to push it through there. Barely have to push it around. But anyway, which one would you like to win? If you were pulled for the 100 subscriber giveaway, which one of the things that I've showed you tonight would you like to win? Alright guys, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit your notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.